Hi guys, I will show you how to prepare a pivot table from this data set. So you can see here there are three columns for FY and then the market and then the amount. So if you want to only see the top rows of the column of the table, you can just use the head function here and then you'll see three columns and then the top of them. Okay, so I will make a pivot table. In this case, the pivot is very straightforward. You only need the row, the column, and then the value uh, will be next to it will be in one cells because there's no duplicate values in here. So assuming that you have the segment or more columns, you will see duplicate, but in this case, very straightforward. Okay, so I will make the grouping table here, uh, and then uh, I will write another function get pivot table depends on the input function and then depends on the value you want to keep. So in this case, the pivot in the pivot row, the left will be I want to put the market on the left, and then I will put the FY on the top, FY, and then I will put the amount or the value. So the in this case the value is the same. So mm, I will keep it like that. I just I can just keep the word value in here because later if you change this value to any column name, then it will still work. Okay, so in order to return the table, I will need a TDF table, which is for the temporal value as another or the target value data frame, and then I return the target table. Okay, so for each row of the row in the uh, from one to the number of row in the GDF, which is the source table, I will have to do two things. The first thing I will need to take the left LK of the pivot table. In this case is left like this, and then the or you can name this one row as well because it will be the rows of the pivot table. C, which is the top or the column of the pivot table, and then VK will be the value of the pivot table. Mm, well, and then you need to assign this one to the TDF. So TDF row column and then equal to the value. So this is the easiest way to perform the pivot table. So if you have duplicate value, you need to group it before you can perform the pivot table in this case. Okay, so uh, so after this, you will have the pivot table in. Let me print two of them, right? So again, step one depends on. Okay, so step one will be the get data. Step two will depend on step one, which is pivot table. It depend on step one. Now I need to print two of them all together. So I print step one first in here, and then step two, I want to print the whole thing. I don't want to print the head because step two is short enough. So step two, I will want to print the whole thing. And then I just run the, okay, so apparently there's something in here I need to, oh, because some of them here, actually, if you want to do the index, so for the for data frame, if you want to index the row and the column, you have to change this one into characters. So as characters, and then you need to do with the column as well. So for the row, for the value, you don't have to, but then for the index or the row name, column name, you need to. This one actually, you need to do the VK, and then I type it wrongly. Uh, this one is step one. Sorry, I typed wrongly a lot today, somehow. And then you can see here for the first one. Okay, so I need to do the same trick last time, so I copy it here already. I just want to reuse the trick last time because I don't want to read the two of them. I don't want to read them like too close to each other. So this one I will name step one, and this one I name step two, and then later I will have more table to more labels in order to read. You can see here, right? Mm. If you want to more space between, you can add one more new line here. So /n here, so you have more space between the two table, and then you can read them more. It looks nicer. It's good for the optics. Uh, okay, so that's all about it. Okay, let me check why there is something wrong with the. Okay, so this is a clear picture. So you can see here for Indonesia, you have 14, which is this one, 23, which is this one, and then 87, which is this one. But then 20 for Malaysia, you also have 4, which is this, and then 58, and then 36. Okay, so those are random numbers, but even for random number, you still have to check to make sense of what you are doing. Okay, so the pivot table, there's many ways to do it, but I want to show you this way because this show you how to make or to derive a new table from a table. So the GDF, or the input here, which is one table or one data frame, and the TDF, which is another table. So this one is the source, and this one is the target. And then you can derive one table from another table in our script. Okay, so another thing is when you want to use some values as the row name and column name. So in this case, you can see the row name is here and then column name is here. If you want to use any values, any particular values in as row name and column name, and then you have to change them as characters. So they have to be characters in order to be a row name or column name. Other than that, like the numbers and the factors, they won't be allowed to use in this case. Okay, so that's all for pivoting, guys.